You are tuned to Anywhere the Needle Drops. Hey world, this is Justin, and welcome to the show. What is this? What day is this? What week is this? Yeah, this is not our normal release. It is another bonus episode coming at you. We got another AtND live session for you. Today we get to hang out with Sugar Bomb. Sugar Bomb is fantastic. You remember Eli Khan from a past episode. Well, this is an outfit that Eli is a part of, delivering some amazing music, and we had a great old time at the Theory One studio with this one. They just killed it with a bunch of great songs there, which you'll get to check out two of them. The tunes are Lullaby and Frenzy. And speaking of tunes, August 27th, so a couple of weeks out, Sugar Bomb's going to release a new single titled Dance Tune. But that's not all. You've got some chances to check them out on tour right around here in our local Michiana region. That's right. Next month, September 24th, you can check them out over at GBCO, Goshen Brewing Company. One of my favorite spots. Great beer, great music, great food. Just a good place to hang, especially when the weather's warm. So check out Sugar Bomb at GBCO September 24th. But that's not all. Then we got Fusion Fest just a few days later in South Bend, September 28th. Check out Fusion Fest for all sorts of great music, but especially Sugar Bomb. And then for those of you in Kalamazoo or willing to make a journey up to the zoo, you've got Sounds of the Zoo. That's actually in between those two shows on September 25th. And all of that is all about getting out there and spreading the word about their upcoming album coming out hopefully late September, they tell me. So just a good old time with Eli and the guys in Sugar Bomb. So I'll say no more. Let's get to a couple of those songs from that session and our chats. Enjoy. Here's to Life. Let's do this thing. Sugar Bomb, welcome to the show. You guys have been working hard in the studio. It is hot outside, but it's really cool and chill in here. What's going on, guys?
Happy to be out in the northern Midwest neck of the woods, just dropping some tracks onto the proverbial tape and playing at the Elkhart Jazz Festival, sowing some seeds, getting some XP.
Yeah,
trying to level up.
Leveling up, I love it. Yeah, that's actually this will be out unfortunately after the Jazz Fest. So actually, I assume that we all had a great time at the Elkhart Jazz Fest. So
we actually did play it.
It was a blast. Yeah, it was a blast. Fun. So yeah, Sugar Bomb, welcome to the show. How long have you guys been an outfit?
We bought these outfits.
Yeah.
No,
tell about the outfits.
I mean, that's kind of the
Just setting them up for you, you know?
Yeah, we've been playing together for about 2.5 years, but I think we kind of became a band about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And the outfits, whenever Levi's had a sale, that's when we got them. And
his hat is made out of
their sleeves.
Our sleeves.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. Okay. That's reuse, reduce, and all that. So
super eco-friendly.
that's great. Yeah. So
we walked here from Asheville.
So Eli, we've talked about this before. You've been on the show before, but you left us. You went to Asheville, and then somewhere in there, you guys formed. So how did that all come together over in the Asheville scene?
We have a friend named Missy who was having a rummage sale, and she was having different acts play at it. And I was doing like a solo lo-fi electronic thing like I did here last time I was on the show.
Sure, yeah.
And these guys had a duo set when they were going by House Cats, I believe. And they just like asked me to sit in on like 2 songs at the end of their set. And then we were like, whoa, we should be doing this more at non-rummage sale type things.
Already with the name House Cats, I mean, we know of your love of cats, so that's just, it's a match made in heaven.
It was.
That is mildly serendipitous.
It really is. Also, a rummage sale with musical acts. That's a new one. All right.
There was like 30 vendors. It was like a whole huge event, honestly. Small festival vibes and a kiddie pool and all kinds of stuff. It was
super
really
fun.
cool.
Okay, all right. I've got to up my rummage sale game, I guess.
Yeah.
I've seen like better signage and whatnot coming out, but this is the first time I've heard of a multi variety show event at a rummage sale. So that's cool. All right, so you guys hooked up. You've been out playing. Got some new music that you're working on, and an EP recently out by the name of Sweet, as I understand it.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So tell us a little bit about what you guys have been working on in the studio.
What we've been working on lately, or what we worked on for the
all of the above, whatever sounds
cool.
tasty. Yeah.
Sweet and Explosive was recorded a while ago, and then we took a long time to finish it. I took a long time to finish it.
Don't we mean,
It's mostly my fault that we took a long time to finish it.
But it was worth it because he killed it.
Thanks. That was recorded at our friend Josh Phillips, his studio called Side House, which
April.
barely didn't flood in Asheville.
Oh man,
with all the hurricanes.
He had
and
like a
stuff.
little dampness, but I think he was okay, and they're
good.
still rolling.
Yeah, all
But
right.
good studio, and like the organ was kind of like making weird noises toward the end, and that's cool, and like having all that stuff was really nice. But so we got into that. We did Sweet and Explosive, and then we have a lot more stuff since then. Obviously, we were hired by somebody to play beats for them and kind of like work on their songs with them, and he hired an engineer too, and we showed up at the engineer's house, and then the guy who hired all of us just no-showed. And so since we were there, the engineer, he was like, well, do you guys want to like record some shit?
Shout out Brandon.
And so we made like a bunch of cool stuff there. So we have some stuff from there that's kind of ready and a bit more produced too. We had a Wurlitzer that had like an out of tune note, and we made some really crazy stuff out of that.
Okay.
Eli was like, okay, let's just do something that just don't use that note. And I was like,
No.
No. That will be the most played note.
Definitely, I'm sensing a lot of just leaning into what life is bringing you. I like that. I like that
Definitely.
a lot. Yeah. So there's an EP out, and then you mentioned the EP coming out, and then somewhere down the road we're gonna get a whole album from you guys, correct?
Well, the album is basically both EPs as a combined thing. So, Sweet is more of our chill compositional vibes, and Explosive is more of our unhinged, ruin your life type beats.
It'll
All
ruin
right.
your life.
And together it's a whole album, and then we're gonna include like some remix tracks. Each of these guys is working on a remix, and then my good friend Brandon Phillipson, who was like a staple in the South Bend scene years ago, he did an insane remix of one of our tracks as well. So
Excellent.
really excited about that.
Great. Will there be like a physical release, maybe with some extras in there for those folks?
We have
Like
a vinyl record that we're pushing on this tour now, but there won't be any bonus tracks on it because it's already been pressed. But yeah,
Sure,
we're
yeah.
really stoked on how it came out.
Excellent. All right.
And with the Sweet and Explosive, going off of what you're saying of like going with what life brings us, a lot of our early gigs were like hotels or like quieter, more kind of standard jazz outfits.
Yeah, more the
and-
traditional. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as we found ourselves wanting to go more towards like late night shows and stuff, it's really changed our sound to be more electronically geared and dance oriented. And so we're exploring both sides of that, kind of how we did with Sweet and Explosive. We just recorded a live jazz record at one of those jazz gigs, and we've also been working on some different beats. And with Sweet and Explosive being a very hot and cold two-sided thing, literally, I think with our next full-length record, we're going to explore more of just how all of these things can coexist together that make up sort of our whole story and sound.
Definitely. All right. Sounds like a little bit of the old, a little bit of the new, uniting those things
Definitely, yeah.
together. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, Eli, you've been here before. Obviously, you were a staple of the local scene for the longest time. Your solo stuff, After Hours. Now Sugar Bomb. What else you been doing in your world musically?
Pretty much Sugar Bomb has been like my main focus over the last year. I've got some new solo stuff I've been working on here and there. But yeah, for the most part, this is like the project that I'm most pushing and like focused on.
All right. So we've done this with you before, but let's get into a little bit of the origin story with the two of you. So, how did you find your way into becoming a musician?
Like in general?
Yeah, let's go back.
Like playing the recorder in like third grade.
Yeah.
Like that. I loved it. It was just like that, then clarinet, and then drums.
Was it always,
Yeah.
this is what I want to do for my career, for my art?
No, I decided it was going to be when I was 16. That's when I was like, I definitely want to do this forever. And then my grades started sucking because I stopped giving a shit. And then my parents were like, yo, you still got to do good in school to get into music school because they still care about grades. And so then I got that better. But yeah, when I was like a teenager, I was like,
Nice.
yeah, I want to do this forever.
Great. And how many different projects are you currently a part of?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them, yeah? Just all over Asheville
A
doing
lot
everything? Yeah.
in Asheville, yeah. This one is like the main
The other
squeeze.
ones don't have outfits, so.
The other
Well, the
ones don't
outfits
have
are
outfits.
important. Clearly, the outfits work very well. Yeah.
But no, like my friend Quinn Sternberg, who's like a just like amazing, heart melting bass player. I want to marry him. I'm in his project, and he writes amazing music, and that's more like modern jazz. Like I don't even know. I don't think any of us know what to call what we do anymore.
Still figuring it out.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I do that thing, and then my friend Joe Marino, who's like a great bass player turned like he's super obsessed with like Irish flute, so I'm like playing cajon with like that kind of project, and like just a bunch of stuff. One project is like a funk electronic kind of hybrid thing, everything.
So it sounds like
So, yeah.
a lot of different instruments, a lot of different genres, kind of stretching a few different muscles in there.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Is that your sweet spot where you like to be when you're doing all those different things?
For sure, but definitely like jazz boy stuff at heart in terms of just anything sensitive and complicated, you know.
Yeah.
That's really like the spiritual priority.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So with that kind of musical background, like what were you listening to growing up? You know, what was your diet as a
Pretty much
music fan?
exclusively hip hop for when I was a teenager. And then I didn't really listen to that much jazz until I got to jazz school, and then I started listening to a lot of stuff. And I'm not super into like bop stuff, but more like post 1960 jazz shit, and it'll be like, you know, I don't know, there's like a Jim Hall album that's like one of my favorites ever. There's like a Mark Johnson album called Bass Desires, where it's like, you know, the instrumentation is like upright drums and then Bill Frisell and John Scofield playing guitar, and like that's some of the most incredible shit ever. And then like D'Angelo's Voodoo is like everything to me. A lot of like the early electronic, like Boards of Canada, Square Pusher type stuff. Flying Lotus, I think, blows all of our minds and kind of remains a sort of, I feel like Flying Lotus is like an inspirational entity that we are yet to figure out how to like bring that in. Do you kind of feel that way too?
Yeah, I do feel that
because I feel
probably
he's
my,
the
one of my
best.
favorite artists.
Yeah. I think we've talked about him before. Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Origin story. How did you dive into music as a performer, as an artist?
I think for me, it was always kind of like building into an avalanche or something, starting with like little snowflakes of like I played recorder too, and I was pretty good at that, and yeah, let's go recorder.
Don't sleep on the recorder. You know?
I also played recorder.
Dude.
My mom taught recorder.
Gang.
And in middle school, I started playing trombone, and I was either going to do trumpet or percussion, and then there was like 20 people each on those, and no one did low brass at my middle school, so I was like one of two low brass people. So it kind of, I've always been one to kind of be a team player and like fill in different gaps in musical groups, and I kind of jumped around a bunch, proceeding through band, switching to sousaphone and euphonium and baritone, and back to trombone. And in college, when I was in school, for at first classical low brass, and then switched to jazz to do trombone, and kind of playing piano. I had my keyboard, actually, this old Yamaha keyboard that had a bunch of like a little digital screen with a staff with all the notes and all these recordings and things you could do. And I didn't really know what any of it meant, but I would click a bunch of buttons on it and have fun. And later, when I got into like big band arranging and writing, I was realizing like, why do I know all of this like random stereotypical stuff about different styles? And I was like, oh, it's because I was like messing around with all these genres on my keyboard. And so I've always been curious and kind of a little ADD about jumping from thing to thing and wanting to investigate things. And in college, to the dismay of my teachers, I was like pretty into trying to work on piano because I wasn't like that capable at the time. And when I got out of school and had all the time to myself, I basically was exclusively practicing piano because that's what I was not burnt out on, rather than playing really fast on the trombone or thinking that's what I had to do, you know.
Sure.
Jacob's like filthy at trombone, to clarify, because
Yeah.
he's not
For
going
real.
to say that, but he's like, yeah,
That's the technical definition.
filthy.
Filthy. All right.
Yeah, absolutely disgusting. I need to take a bath. Anyway.
And it sounds like multiple
bath,
projects
yeah.
as well from what I was reading. So
Yes, I've played with Empire Strikes Brass for a while now, and also this other group, Black Sea Beat Society from Asheville, which is sort of a Balkan brass band, and I play marching baritone in that. And then I play keys and write some for another group called Big Fur, which our friend Joseph Marino, who plays the flute, plays bass and sings in that group as well. And it's kind of a completely different, more of a pure American kind of just like band.
Band.
No, like with
Yeah.
guitar somewhere, rock, country, just American,
Sure.
super American.
yeah, for sure. All
So
right.
kind of jumping all over.
Is as you know, Eli, and South Bend's one of those scenes that's there's a lot of folks in a lot of different bands. You go to a show and like, oh, you're also in that band and that band and that band. So is Asheville a similar kind of scene? You guys hopping around in different
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Like all three of us are somebody else's band. That's
Nice.
how we kind of all first met. Aside from doing that show at the rummage sale, like we met Joe because the drummer couldn't show up for this one artist, McKinney, that we played for, and Jacob had met Joe at the jazz jam that used to happen down the street from my house. And we were playing with the three of us backing her, and then I was like, oh, he's young and doesn't have gigs yet because he just moved here. So I like recruited him for doing this like Erykah Badu tribute that I was doing at the time, and then
Nice.
also Arthur, who's in After Hours, can't always come down to North Carolina because it's just like a lot of travel. So he also plays in After Hours down there when I book things there. And then we'd have this trio, and then I think like the two of y'all were in a project together called Hell Crab, which is like a 8-piece free jazz ensemble. And so there's a lot of musical promiscuity going around.
We have a joke where it's like just citywide joke kind of thing where it's 50 musicians and 500 bands. Just like shuffling
And they all
around.
play every night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just that's the way you want it. You're keeping busy. There's always a good show to go see. So
Totally.
Yeah. All right. So we've got some new music coming down the line, and then sounds like you guys are busy out and about, also playing some shows. Got some shows here in Michigan in this neck of the woods, and then
Yeah,
back
we'll be doing a
home, or-
Michigan run in September. And then Jacob is like flying back in a couple days to go play some shows with Big Fur at a festival in Asheville. And Joe and I are going to do some duo things. And yeah, we're doing a run up here in September, playing at GB Co. and Kalamazoo's Sound of the Zoo Fest. And then, yeah, like we're just trying to play around when we can. I mean, the two of them are in a lot more projects than I am. I've kind of like scaled it back because I got a little burnt on like being someone's bass player or being someone's guitarist. I'm not super interested in doing that all the time, but these guys have like a lot of work. So we can't do it constantly, but when we do it, we try to make it count.
Great. So you did touch on it briefly. So how are things as far as the recovery from the flood and the effect it had on the music scene, the venues, the studios, all that over there?
Man, it's so similar to the Outer Banks or like the beach in North Carolina, where a lot of the money they're making all year long is really in the on season, which is like summertime or when the weather is the nicest. For Asheville, that is very much October, and Hurricane Helene hit on September 27th. So really a lot of these businesses are counting on tourism and stuff, which like that is the highest month when the colors are peaking and the Blue Ridge Mountains and stuff and the leaves. And that kind of basically didn't happen this year. And so even though like structurally speaking, they were pretty quick to get like the main roads and stuff back working, but like there's still some stoplights and bridges and stuff, and like if you drive along Riverside Drive and stuff like that, there's still just like garbage and like wrecked cars in places, and it's
And a boat.
it's like kind of depressing, honestly. But the nature's starting to grow back and there's signs of life, but like the reality is for the economy to pick back up, it's gonna take probably years. just to catch up from losing your best month. And then January, February are often the slow months already, just because it's cold and not that nice. And I know that just like all around, it's been kind of brutal.
Yeah.
And we felt it too. Like the gigs haven't been the same as they were. It's harder to find chances to play, and businesses.
Especially as like a newer band. Like
Yeah.
I feel like the legacy acts are starting to get the work back, but like if people haven't really heard of you, it's hard to get people excited to go out and see you, and that's really what businesses need right now. And I just saw a thing from the Department of Tourism saying that like, yeah, a lot of businesses are closing right now, and you know, we're hurting, and we are hoping it can get better. And like I think this fall will be a real indicator of how things are going to be in the coming years.
Yeah.
So visit Asheville.
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
like
Real. It's still
actual
beautiful.
road trip.
It's
Yes.
still beautiful,
Yeah.
and businesses are open, and they need the business, and like, yeah, but it is a little bit challenging for musicians, and I think just for everybody in general.
Yeah. Well, and as we always like to say on this show, give musicians your money. So, definitely everyone out there needs to, pick up the EPs, and then the album when it eventually comes out. I know you guys have a Bandcamp, and look up some of those other bands out there in Asheville and throw some money at them, because then you guys could also get out there and spend some money at those local places.
Definitely,
So,
and-
yeah.
Exactly.
Like when Billy Strings came to Asheville in February, that was like the first thing that had happened in Asheville, like basically post hurricane, and it really gave like a shot to the local economy. And
Yeah.
People are really hungry to see music there, but a lot of people aren't going out as much just because they don't have the money like they did previously.
Yeah.
So yeah, visit Asheville.
Definitely support Asheville. All right, so got some shows, got the recordings coming up. Anything else new on the radar for you guys?
Yeah, we have a video game that we're working on.
Really?
Yeah.
Do tell.
So the song that's coming out July 9th is called Eli Special, and my friend Nathan Morrow, he's an animator. He was in the band Kansas Bible Company back in the day, and he's kind of moved into full-time animation, and he's designing a video game around the song. I don't want to give too much away about the game.
Yeah.
But that should be out in September, and really excited to have like a video game because I think that's just fun.
So stoked. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's exciting. All right. Well, keep us posted on that.
Yeah, and then we've also been working with a really great vocalist named Rebecca Todd. She's singing with the band Dumpsta Funk now on the road, but we've been doing some stuff with her. And yeah, we like also sometimes feature our friend Dylan Hannon, who wrote one of the songs on our album. And yeah, we're just trying to like stay, keep the collaborative things going and creative juices on the move, and hoping to maybe do some like international tour stuff later this year, hopefully. And yeah, just trying to keep it going.
Awesome.
Upwards for sure.
Upwards. Always.
Rebecca Todd is amazing.
Yeah.
Go check her out.
You should check out Rebecca Todd. She's amazing. And also Dylan Hannon, who's
Crazy.
He's just an amazing saxophone player. We were talking about it the other day. Every single thing he plays with like the most conviction. He's goated. So, yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, can't wait to hear those collabs as well. So, all right. Well, Sugar Bomb, thanks for hanging out, and
Thanks
wish
for
you luck
having
with
us.
everything.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
You have been listening to Anywhere the Needle Drops from Red Chuck Productions. Keep up on new episodes of this show, our live events and various creations and other happenings over at redchuckproductions.com or by following us on social media at Red Chuck Productions. Special thanks to Hero Jr. for our theme music. You can check them out over at herojuniormusic.com. That is Hero, H-E-R-O, Junior, J-R, music.com. A big shout out to Paul Clemson and Theory One Productions for handling sound duties and so much more. Check out their magic over at theory1productions.com. And a big thank you to Earthworks Audio for outfitting the Red Chuck studio. See their microphones and their other products over at earthworksaudio.com. Be sure to support all of our guests by visiting their websites, social media, clicking that subscribe button, seeing them live, and checking out their merch stores. Give musicians and artists your money. We'll be back with the next episode. Until then, thank you for your time. Here's to life.
I'll be